hello, and welcome to the Agri-Vegans platform, Conversations with Kelly. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. So, before we get started today's conversation, I just want to take a moment to honor the brave men and women who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Your courage, sacrifice, and commitment have protected our freedoms and inspired generations. Sorry about that. To every veteran listening, thank you. Thank you for your service, your strength, and your unwavering dedication. Today and every day, we salute you. All right. All right. So today I am extremely excited to bring up the founder and creator of thirstymoments.com. All right. So if I could just have everybody out there, just give HB a warm hand. All right. Welcome in, HB. How are you? Let me unmute you.
Yes.
Yeah, that might work
You
if you're
missed
like
my
unmuted.
Yeah, you missed my best intro. No, glad to be here. Thank you all for having me. Thank you, Kelly. Looking forward to the conversation about Thirsty Moments, how we got here, and looking forward to hopefully entertaining some folks about relationships. We'll see.
We'll see. Okay, so one thing that I just want to start off and ask the question of you. What First of all, what are we drinking? Because
Oh,
it's thirsty
this
moments,
is an
so
old fashioned. So
you were drinking an old fashioned.
yes,
Okay. I have a purified water drink, but I put lemon in it to make it fancy, and it's in a
yes,
margarita glass. So
expected. It's early Friday. No, wait a minute.
it's early
Not Friday.
Friday.
Hold on. What day is it? Oh, it's a Thursday. It doesn't matter what day it is. Yes. Glad to be here.
That part. Welcome in, Lonnie. Welcome in, Real. Welcome in, Just Andrea. Welcome. So, HB, how did you come up with the concept of thirsty moment?
So, I don't want to bore you with a really long story, but as a traveler, a frequent traveler as I am, many years ago, I used to watch the Basketball Housewives. I know that probably out of character, but I used to watch it. And I think it was Phaedra at the time said, my guy got thirsty. I was like, well, wait a minute. Thirsty, traveling. Maybe there's a connection here where I can just say, well, maybe am I thirsty at the time, right? Thirsty being having a drink. It's all up to interpretation. Everybody defines it differently. I said, let me grab the website, thirstymoments.com at the time. And in the last year or so, I said, well, let's turn it into an actual site where people can actually meet people. So that's kind of the pseudo history as a traveler. A lot of times I go to, well, you probably saw it. I had a great story at the airport in Miami. I go places, I see the bars, I go a lot of times alone. If I'm single, maybe it'd be great to see somebody else that I actually kind of know, even though I don't know them, instead of filling out 1,000 questions on who I am, my background, my history, and trying to meet somebody. I think it's an easier way to do it. Thus, we came up with Thirsty Moments.
Oh, so basically it came from the frustration of all the other apps.
Yes. Yes. If you were
Okay.
ever to join, it's there's no questions about all your love life. It's more about like maybe Kelly, you and I, maybe we want to meet for a Long Island, so we can match by drinks. We can join our Cheers crew. We can be top shelf members. But at the end of the day, it's easier to say I'm going to meet you for a drink. Let's see how it goes, and then maybe it'll lead for a date. Or even if I meet you for a drink on a business relationship, say, look, I'm traveling for business. I'll meet other like-minded that way, and I can do it that way. Is it all about dating? No, it is essentially let's meet first. Maybe there's a date. Maybe there's another relationship. So it's all in everything. Very simple. Very simple.
Right. Very simple. How'd you come up with the name Thirsty Moments? Because
Well, I like I've always kind of wanted to be I love the hip hop world, and their tone of being thirsty is defined different ways. Like again, some people would say, well, it's all about cheating. My guy got thirsty, or I got thirsty. And I was like, well, maybe it's a drink. So between the two, it's a moment, no matter what it is, whether it's a moment of thirst for, I need to find somebody else to have a good time with, or maybe it's a moment of, what, maybe I just need some guy friends or girlfriends to hang out with where I can have a thirst with them, where it's just meeting people to drink. So that's where it all tied together. So that's thirsty moments. Me, anything. I had one at the airport, actually, which was very odd. I don't know if we're ready for that story, but I can tell you that story whenever you're ready.
Let's go for it. So you had a thirsty moment?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So delayed in Miami, coming back to Atlanta from a recent work trip, sat at the bar and I was like, man, gosh, who am I? I have nobody to talk to. There's nobody here. And one guy walks up and I happen to recognize him from Hip Hop Atlanta, Chaotic. And I was like, man, can I talk to him? So I was like, let me buy him a drink. So I bought him a drink, then shook his hand, got to know him, and now he's a promoter for me. I consider that a pseudo thirsty moment, as we talked about. I met him and met another guy that does like tobacco wraps. So to a degree, on the business side, that is a thirsty moment as I count it. He counts it that way. The other guy counts it that way as well, because it is what it is. I mean, we were drinking at the moment. It would have been nice to know who it was before I got there. That in itself is a thirsty moment. No different than if I was looking for a date. Ideally, if I was coming to San Francisco, somebody else would be on the app. They're in San Francisco. They're looking to meet somebody for a cocktail. I can say, look, let's meet for a cocktail, see how it goes, and go from there. So that's how it's all tied in.
And what is a very interesting fact that our audience don't even know is that we were in the same Delta Lounge, like literally just a few feet from each other.
Yeah.
And then we ended up being next to each other on the plane, sitting next to each other on a plane. Like, how crazy is that? What were the odds? One in a million?
Were you annoyed by it? I mean, I sat by you. I was like, I got to tell you the story. And the connections.
I was there.
Yeah, the connections matter. I tell people all the time, if you don't speak, you're never going to talk to anybody. And why live that misery? So, I don't know. I think it's a good thing. It's some people say it's too elementary. I'm like, why is having a cocktail elementary? I mean, reality is it is what it is. So meeting you was a part of that trip that day, but these moments in time, and yes, most of them are beyond cocktails and everything else. They're all important. I think that's what we get out of this whole adventure. And one thing about the website, I've tried to make it very simple to sign up. There's no app download. You can do everything web mobile, and you put in things about your desired, thirsty moment, which is maybe it's coffee, maybe it's not coffee, maybe I like wine. I want to go out and have wine with somebody. So it's all of those things, and that matters, I think.
And it's funny too, because when we were on the plane, it's almost like it was almost like how it would have been if I would have went on the app and met you, and we would have went out, because the conversation was great.
Yeah,
we had a good time. We talked from the time from the time the plane took off all the way till it landed. And so I could see how something like this is can be very, very important, and something that can be really used, because it is something that people are they're lacking right now. They are not outside. They don't know how to interact with people. And for someone like yourself who travels a lot, like, how nice is it to be able to go on the app and find someone in your area?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, we had a great conversation. I think it's actually the first time I've never had to put on my headset and actually watch TV. Because if you ever notice traveling, it's like everybody's awkward. They're like, oh my God, I sit by somebody, a total stranger. It's like, that's a moment. You really need to evaluate that and see if that's a better step for something different in the future. But again, people in general don't do that. So hopefully, I happen to be an extrovert, so I like to talk.
right, right.
And meeting another extrovert helps. But in reality, this is going to sound probably a little crazy, but a couple of cocktails later, I can talk more than anybody else in the entire bar. So, but that's, again, everybody needs to get out and meet somebody. I think being alone is not a good thing. And if you look at most of the dating websites that are now, they're all, for example, they're all pinned to, like, let's say Tinder. Everybody says Tinder is a hookup site, or Hinge is a hookup site, but it's based on dating, meeting, and you got to fill out like tons of information on those. Whereas the site I've developed, hopefully, will draw enough members where you don't have to do all those. Again, questions matter. Like, I don't want to go through, like, I always picture myself being a single guy, walking out, filling out another eHarmony profile with like 30, 40 questions about my lifestyle. Oh my God. Do you drink? How many do you drink a day? What do you do every day? What's your lifestyle like? What do I just don't have the energy to do all that. So anyway, your show, your questions. I don't. Just the reality is just like, why?
Someone asked, is it just for 21 and up? Because it is. I mean, you are meeting for drinks, so is it just that, or?
I do have it set for 21 and up. If there was enough interest for an 18 to 21 category, I could probably create it. Right now, it's only 21 up because of the fact that it is based on social interactions over a cocktail. So unless you're in a state like Louisiana used to be, then yeah, you're not going to work. It's not going to happen. Reality.
Well, another thing too, someone asked, like, is it only for drinking? Like, is only alcohol?
No, I think I put in the app and that you can meet for coffee. Maybe that's your thing, but it is over something. Maybe you have somebody that doesn't like alcohol, is a non-drinker. You can put that in your application when you fill it out, that maybe you still don't mind if your partner has a cocktail or two, or they're a beer drinker. Maybe they only drink beer. So you can match up I'm not a drinker, but they're a beer drinker. It's okay. So there's an acceptance of that. Now, if you're 0 and 0, you might find that 0 and 0, but that's a little harder because it is the intent is to go to a bar, restaurant, or a meeting place where you can engage. Mm-hmm. And most of the people I know that are single or been single, they engage better after a social cocktail.
Yes, I agree with that.
I don't know if I'm single, never going to have a cocktail, want to meet somebody that never has a cocktail. I don't know that there's a site out there except for like a Match.com or whatever you can actually match that. It's tough. It's a tough environment.
But do you have to be single to be on an app? Could you just want to just go out and have a drink with someone?
Yes. Yeah. So as a traveler, sometimes there's times I'm on the road where I'm out for 2 to 3 weeks at a time. I've been very clear that it would be great to know that, like, if I'm going to Portland or wherever, say if somebody's on the site that's in Portland, maybe there's an opportunity to go have a cocktail. We'll meet, we'll drink, and then, we'll become friends. That is the goal. Doesn't have to be a relationship. No. So it's not just that. And some people say, well, Harold, are you encouraging cheating? I am not encouraging cheating. Not that guy. But with all the different relationship types today in society, if that's what people choose to do, then that's their choice. I'm not the
You don't take the responsibility.
Nope.
You don't take responsibility when you go on app.
Nope. It is not. It does not say, the site is not single searching. It is not. It is not. I'm going to match. It is thirsty moments for a reason. It's up for interpretation.
Okay. So it can be thirsty, like, oh, I just want to drink some a little parch, or it can be thirsty, like
I've been to Vegas a few times, just so you know. I went recently to a Raiders game in Vegas by myself, and it would have been cool to meet up with another Raiders fan that's traveling there at the same time. Hey, let's go have some cocktails for the Raiders game. That would have been fantastic. So we can, because I felt weird, family beside me, young family, kids. I'm here by myself. Felt awkward. Been nice to have somebody I actually met for a cocktail. Said, let's go for the game. But I was stuck in the middle, and I'm a big Raider fan. I cussed a little bit. I felt like I offended the kids. You know, it would have been nice to have somebody to go with me to that game. So, yeah, there are different use cases. It depends on how you look at it.
Well, I know that on the app it states like in the beginning, men, your gender, and then are you looking for a man or for a woman?
Yes.
So maybe people would think like, oh, it might be a dating app because I'm like, there's no option to say don't matter. Like, I mean, you know, like something, because I mean, if you would say I'm a woman looking for a woman, it might come across like looking for a woman.
Yeah. Well, you know what we can do? We can easily add like looking for a friend or a meetup buddy or a drinking buddy. Those are easy options to add. And so if somebody on the call today is listening and wants to join and says, you know what, that's all I want to do is meet somebody to travel and meet, then we can change the options. That's very easy to do. I can do that in probably 10, 15 minutes, change it out.
I can do it right now.
Yeah, I can do it right now on this call live. I can do it right this second. So yeah, you definitely can do it. You know, it is not a problem because at the end of the day, it's not my full-time gig. It's a side gig. If I make money on it, it's great. If not, it's a platform people can use. It doesn't matter. It's there for the reasons that, you know, I think it's important, and that's why it's there in the first place.
Well, I think it's a really great idea because over the past couple of months, I've traveled to a lot of places, and how funny would it have been if I was at Miami and I went to have a thirsty moment and you would have pinged and you was like 2 feet away from me.
Yeah. Can you imagine if I had met you like before the flight? We had a good time hanging out, socializing, and talking some smack. That'd been a good time, but we didn't have that luxury because it's still growing, so it's all new.
Right. So tell me about an experience that you had on the app. Have you had success so far? I know that it's kind of concentrated in one place and you're trying to expand out, but tell me about an experience that you've had.
Well, I think it's still fairly new, so socializing has been tough. But the reality is, experience-wise, I think about different use cases more than anything, and just getting the growth out there is hard because a lot of people are shied away from dating apps. They're like, I don't want to do an app. I'm tired of Tinder. I'm tired of Hinge. I don't want to go online. They don't want to do anything like that. So it's like, well, because Facebook is free, right? You can go to Facebook and meet people, but most of them are from overseas or scams or whatever. So you got to be careful. But there's so many free opportunities that apps are harder to sell. So the reality is, experience myself, not as much as I'd like, but because again, it's all about growth and being new to the dating scene or meetup scene. It's going to take some time to get people there to really want to connect. You know, that's the unfortunate reality because people have been burned on dating apps. They're not going to do it anymore. And it's going to take some time to get there. So hopefully this approach makes sense.
And this is not an app.
Correct. You don't have to download the app. Yeah, you go. It's all web-based because one of the things I talked to, I'm a software person, obviously dealing with the growth. So look, I don't want people to download an app. It's too much trouble. So we've got it set up where you sign in, you log in, you create a profile, and it's all web-based. So there's no downloading it, not going to the Google Play or Apple Store to download anything. It's all right there. So it's right there for you to view and see. You can search by location. And if you're close to somebody, it'll say near me. Probably pick on your best favorite place, share with them. And that eventually is the goal, to get down to that individual asset where there's a bar or place that decides they want to promote things. We can do that through the app. You can also set up group meetings. So if you have a group of friends that want to go out together, you can set up a group yourself where they can build a group and people can join the group and you guys can all meet for cocktails. So it's set up that way as well.
I seen that too. And I just put it in the chat, the website. Mm-hmm. So if anyone is interested, and screenshotting it and go on there. It's a really great app. Like I said, it's super easy. Actually, Riri was there with me when our friend George Mack went
Oh,
on, and he went through the whole process, and it literally took like 5 minutes for
yeah.
everything.
Okay, cool.
So and it was really simple, and it had a lot of women in there actually. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
about the men part, but we were just going, because he said he's looking for a
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah. Oh, is that right? I don't know if any is area, but yes.
But there was a lot of women in it,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
women out here too.
Okay.
We had a few people in Sacramento. I mean, not Sacramento. Yeah, we had a few people in
Yeah.
Sacramento. We had a few people in San
Yeah.
Francisco. So people because we're West Coast, I'm California. They had some in Los Angeles. So yeah,
So
it's
originally, yeah, so funny you said that. Originally, when I did this last year, just to kind of give you a sense, I was like, "Oh, big picture, go national." So all my promotion was national.
Mhm.
So with that came these spots of people all over the country, and I'm like, "Wait a minute." The problem with that is, for me to build something that makes sense, I probably need to refocus a little bit. So I started focusing on Atlanta only. It's home. But now that you and I have talked, I'm like, well, maybe I should just open it back up for national, which I've done. So it really depends again. If there's only like 2 or 3 in San Francisco, for example, when you got population of probably 4 or 5 million, it's just because I didn't focus specifically there. And then people in Atlanta will say, well, Harold, you're not, HB, you're not focusing here in Atlanta. It's very hard to figure out where to focus to get growth, but hopefully organically and with things like your show, Kelly, and chaotic with love and hip hop, that things will grow to where there are people everywhere, and that'd be the ultimate goal, so that you're not just going on an app and seeing 2 or 3 people. You see 20, 30 people that are real. And I think that's the other thing to note. They're real people, real validation. So I validated his profile and approved it myself, because I'm not a corporation of that size where I need 20 or 30 people just doing things. It's just me.
And
So if
you
I see
seen him
somebody,
live doing it, so
yeah, if he did,
I
if
can
he
vouch
did,
for him. He's a real
yeah,
person.
yeah. So he's there, and I think I had another one as well do the same time. I was like, oh, it's okay. I'll just approve as best I can, as quick as I can. But the goal ultimately for everything is to be, where it's a couple 100,000 people. I think that's where I want to be ideally. So we'll see what happens.
And he said he was willing to travel. So,
Oh, really?
like
Okay.
Riri said, he said he was willing to travel.
Well, you got to tell me how it works out, because there's a few. They some are inactive, some are active. You know how it is. It's like any dating app. Some people sign up just be. It's the boutique thing to do. I'm on a dating app, but if they're active, then they'll understand. So he probably got, I think, got like free points to video message, chat with people, those things. So he's got that opportunity. It's just on the reciprocal side, because Thirsty Moments is still new. It's going to take time to really get active people, because
Mhm.
people only want to engage when they're engaged with. And if they join the site and they've reached out, or they sat there and there's no activity, then they're not gonna talk. But
Right.
if it's real people,
Mhm.
and it's real engagement, then hopefully it works out. But again, it's so early in the process
Mhm.
that it's going to take some time to really build that data of people and get people really engaged. So it'll take a minute. It'll take a minute.
So Derek made a comment, and he said the idea of meeting my person online just seemed alien and mechanical. I think humans are best studied in actual meet and see people, which means you have to socially interact with people. And so with this, with this, I'm going to call it, it's not an app, but with this website and with Thirsty Moments, you're meeting with someone.
Yeah.
So it's not just we're just going back and forth and
Don't waste your time.
no, it's like
Yeah.
you're like, we're gonna meet.
Yes. We're gonna meet for a cocktail. Period. We're just gonna look. Let's connect. We're gonna meet for a cocktail. See how it goes. Because then looks become undervaluated, right? So to a degree, um, reality is like, let's say, I don't want to look at all your AI pictures. I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Reality is you're attractive. I don't want to waste my time. Attractive enough. Let's just cut to the chase. A cocktail is not hurting anything. It's not a couple of hours sitting at dinner. It is not any of that stuff. It's just a brief few minutes. If I don't like you, close the tab. Life is good. Let's move on. It's reality. Look, there are a lot more reasons for you to get out of a drinking date than there are for a dinner date. Dinner date, you got to wait. You got to wait for the waiters. You got to wait for a tip. You got to wait for all this stuff. A couple hours into it, you're like, shit, I don't want to be with this person. Whereas if you have a moment, it's a moment. It's where
It's a moment.
It's where, you know what? Tell Derek, we can have this cocktail, and if it's not working, it's just not working. Then I close my tab. Let's go.
Okay, I have a question. So who pays? Oh, I'm sorry. Who pays?
I mean, I'm probably a little more traditional than most people. I would think the guy always pays. I mean, that's just me. In today's society, maybe it's 50-50. But the reality is, I think these days for a cocktail, again, a thirsty moment, a guy can pay for a cocktail.
Hey, cocktail's not cheap. You can pay up to $24 for a cocktail.
Yeah, I know. But the reality is, mine is empty. I'm cocktailless. But the reality is, I just think I don't know. That's just me. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, sure. I'll take another one. Yeah, get another one ordered. But the reality is, I don't know. That's just me. Maybe that's the old fashionedness in me personally. But the cost of a cocktail is probably cheaper than a date, unless you were to say, I'm going to Chili's or Applebee's for a buy two, 2-for-1 deal. Go to Chili's, be like, I get 2 meals for the price of one. I mean, maybe that's better, but you're stuck with the person for 2 to 3 hours. I mean, do you really want that if you're not happy? Don't waste your time. So I want things faster, quicker,
You never know, because the moment might just last and lead to dinner and lead to. I mean, how many times have you met someone and you just didn't want the night to end kind of situation?
So how many times have people been to a bar and really became, they met, they fell in love, right? So why not capture that and make it intentional, right? Why not make it intentional? I have an intention to go to a bar. I'm going to meet somebody that has the same intention to go for that cocktail, and then refill, by the way.
Hey!
Have that intention to meet somebody and be like, I am intentionally going to this bar to meet somebody for a relationship, or I am intentionally meeting somebody to talk business, or I'm intentionally going to meet just to chat with somebody so I'm not feeling awkward at the bar. I mean, there's an intentional reason for all this stuff. I think that's important.
And it does. When you go onto the website and you're filling out, it is very in depth of what your intentions are. So it might be to meet somebody to date, or just to meet somebody for business, or to meet somebody just to like a casual hangout. And like you said, what was it when you're meeting a group of people? What did you call it?
Oh, just I think I call it just a group meetup. I mean, it's just I don't know.
It's like a group. Like you can create your own group, and then you can all have that.
You guys can all meet for happy hour. It's set up that way, but everybody in the group has to sign up because you get the notifications.
Yes.
So you can use it as there's a website out there called Meetup, I think, meetup.com. So it's similar in a sense but you got to invite people. But the challenge is when you invite people, well, I'm not single. Maybe I'm married, right? But maybe I'm married and want to go meet somebody for a cocktail. That's okay in some relationships.
If you're out, especially if you're in another state, and for yourself, it's not necessarily you're trying to get somebody a relationship. Like you said, you met Chaotic,
Yeah,
and
that
you and
was cool.
Chaotic had a drink and had a great conversation, and then you ended up meeting somebody else, and it was like it turned into like a networking thing.
Oh my
So
gosh, you make great friends that way. I mean, I cannot tell you the amount of people I've met at bars who've joined my LinkedIn or joined my Facebook where we just had a good time. Like, who are you and what do you do? And then all of a sudden you realize you have a friendship. And then, then again, if it's a girl and a guy relationship, or this days they have all these other relationships going on,
mhm,
polygamy, blah, blah, everything else, you never know where it's going to end up at. And
right.
that's, I think that the awkwardness is when you go to a bar or restaurant, when you're traveling, especially when you're traveling, or if I went downtown in Atlanta now, I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody. And if you're very social, then you can meet people. I don't disagree with that. But if you're kind of like, a little introverted or a little bit like it's kind of awkward, it would be nice to meet somebody because I think that's a hindrance in life, right? Just that whole meeting of people. So if I
Mhm.
thought, if I went now downtown Atlanta, Prime Cigar Bar is a great place, right? If I went by myself, you know how awkward that would feel in my like, I don't know anybody. Very weird. Be cool to meet some friends, or if I'm single, I'm gonna meet some girl there to at least have social time, cocktails, cigars, maybe some lamb chops, all that stuff. Wait, vegan. I'm sorry. Some grilled asparagus. I don't know. There are things like that. I don't get it. People just need to do better.
So how has it been with chaotic, chaotic?
It,
How is that going?
it's very cool. So he did a nice video of Thirsty Moments, the first round. Straight up got 5 weeks with him. So my Instagram account just blew up to like 2,400 people. But again, he's got 1 million followers, and it's been fun. He's been loyal so far. I did pay for that, so hey, there's nothing cheap these days. I'm in my second week. Second week's a little slower, but I understand he's really busy with his new show, Pick a Side or whatever it's called. No, but the reality is we're still in connection. We're still talking, and he's got a birthday party coming up December 5th. I'm thinking about going to his party. So again, this moment of time that we had at the airport. Look, I'm talking to you, and whoever's online. I have no idea, but we're here because we had a moment, and although you and I didn't have cocktails, the reality is it's still a moment, right? So cherish those moments. Hopefully we can remain friends. I think Chaotic and I'll remain friends. The other guy is very business. Hopefully we can still stay connected. He'll text me now and then. I mean, that's what it's all about. The network matters, how you feel about
He's
people.
very down to earth,
Yeah.
very nice. I didn't even know who he was.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
because
he's very cool.
sometimes you feel like when you see people, they are a certain kind of way, or but in real life, we're all human.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that, that human interaction. And that's why I really, when you was telling me about this, and I said, you know what, I really would love to interview you
Yeah.
because I feel like more people need to be a part of this,
Yeah.
be a part of it. And like you said, it's these moments that, can you never know what comes from it.
Yeah, and it happens. Not that these are predicted, but there are moments we pass by in life that are more moments than we should take advantage of. Thirsty moments on itself is more about again intention. The reality is there are just moments when we skip that we don't think about, whether it's we interact with somebody at the grocery store or at a restaurant, whatever. Those are all those moments that matter. I tend to be one of those jokesters, so I generally like when a waiter or waitress comes up, I'm the first person to make jokes and have a good time because I think it makes their day better. And if you are a better person, you make their day better. However it works, makes sense. I mean, Thirsty Moments is a profit model. Obviously, I'd love to make money off of it. But at the end of the day, if people connect, I don't really care. It's more about what they can do. That's why when you sign up, you get all these free points. You can talk to whoever you want to, and hopefully they interact. And that's the goal. I mean, that's again, how do you encourage people to be more interactive with each other in daily life? It's a challenge because
You should
sometimes,
carry a fifth in the back pocket,
you
and you can just
know,
go around pouring shots.
I
And
have
they
been
pop up
one.
shots.
I have been one to know, Kelly. You don't know this about me, and know to your people. I have been one to have a good time. I definitely enjoy um, cocktails here and there. I'm great for a great happy hour every once in a while. Not as much as I used to. I'll overindulge, but at the end of the day, it's again only for that reason. I feel like I entertain, I connect people, I network well, so it takes down my guard. So why not? You know?
Yeah, and I recommend. I mean, like I said, I've been on the website. I a really good friend of mine, he joined, and
Mhm.
what do you have to lose?
Nothing.
You might find that me and HB found each other.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
found each
Yeah.
other. So just think, like, you could find your person. You can find your person, by just taking a chance. If he just would have had his head down, if I would have had my head down, but I think what it was. You know what it was? Why we
Well,
connected.
well, it's
You know what it was, right?
Libras.
Libras. We Libras.
Mm.
Libras are balanced. No, I think it's just more than that, though.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I'm looking forward to coming out to San Francisco as soon as I find a reason to get back over out west to meet in
Yeah,
person again, have a cocktail, chat, catch up. It'd be fun.
it will be fun. Oh my God. Does anyone have any questions for the founder and creator of Thirsty Moments? Let's go to some of the
And
actual
y'all,
some of the comments.
y'all feel free to promote. So I need the more the merrier.
Would you be interested in doing some kind of like referral? Um, like if someone were to like purchase like a membership, because it's free, but if you upgrade it, would you like think about maybe having something where they can get like a percentage, kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, if it's so early in the game that everything is free, but if we get to a point where they were to put in a referral, Kelly, you and I could talk, but they could we could create a username discount is not a problem. So if you had a lot of followers and they said, let's just use Love Kelly, for example, then we could put that in as a discount code where they get free for. Well, the funny part is when you talk about free, like how long do you want to be free? How long do you expect them to stay single before they meet somebody? you say, you know what? We're going to give you 6 months, and in 6 months, if you don't find anybody by then, you're screwed. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. But
well, like I said, our friend is willing to, he said he was willing to travel
Yeah,
to meet
yeah,
someone. Because I think even being here, like in the Bay Area, it was only like 2 people he like matched with, right?
okay,
But like you said, the more people that go onto the website, the more people that join, the greater it will be, kind
correct.
of thing. So,
So we can, yeah, you and I can, whatever you think makes sense, we'll be glad to set it up for you. It is not a problem.
because there was, okay, so Real was saying that other apps, they have bots on them. Do you know anything about that? I've done research about that.
Yeah, you know what? That's the inherent challenge with these sites. I mean, as much as I try to manage new users, I've been unfortunately lucky because it's slow growing. I do my
Mhm.
best to review every individual that comes on board to the app, try to make sure they're real. I try to check their addresses and their location the best I can. Now, that does not mean that bots will not get in because bots themselves can, I think the key thing with bots is make sure you're not giving, first of all, you're not giving your credit card, you're not
Right.
sending any money, you don't do anything like that. But there are bots that AI has created that even I will not, at the human eye, be able to tell if they're real or not.
Mhm.
That's reality. I do my best. Sometimes pictures, and this goes back to, uh, you know, the attractiveness of the person. It's going to sound horrible, but if they're a super 10 model, then I'll try to drill them down a little further to see if they're real or not, versus an average person who I say, well, they're pretty average. We'll just, they make sense to go through the app. So it's not enough traffic for me to worry about now. Ultimately, it is. But big companies, even if you go to Facebook, for example, and you join the sites, you're going to get bots because it's a free platform. There's no credit card validation. There's none of that stuff. So that's why I say, yes, you can meet somebody on Facebook. It's free. But you're also going to deal with bots because they're free bots. If you don't trust me on that, join a couple of Facebook groups that are for dating. You're going to get pinged. And it's going to be a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. They're going to be like, oh my God, you're so hot. I can't wait to meet you. I'd love to meet you. And the next thing you know, send me some money or give me a credit card or give me the biggest scam is what's your WhatsApp number. If you get your WhatsApp number, then you know they're international. So there's all that caution. Again, I do my best. And as long as I have thirsty moments, I will do my best to try to vet everybody that comes through. It doesn't mean there may or may not be one or two, but
is there a way to report, like if you have someone that did do something inappropriate, is there a way to like reach out to you or contact you and let you know like, hey, something's shady with this person, or they ask me for money, or
all the emails come to me. So if there's I've had one or two that say, hey, I think this person's fake, then I go and look and I delete them. But again, I don't have a lot of people, so it's easier. So give him that general advice. You go to any other site, you're gonna have some bots. Naturally,
you'll have some scammers.
Don't do WhatsApp. Don't do credit cards. Don't send money.
One of the questions I would have to ask too is there is a like an online feature or like a video feature that's on the app. Do you have to have a paid membership to utilize that?
You'll have to have some points for that. So
points, okay.
when you sign up, though, there are points. You get free points now.
So tell us a little bit more about the points.
Yeah, so it's like credits. So so the way it works is if you give they usually get guys got like 50 credits. They can use it for discussions like live chat, video chat. So it's like 3 credits for video chat, and then you dwindle that down. But they can buy more credits, or they can do a Cheers Crew package, or a VIP, which is full access package for those. So there's different membership options.
Oh, okay. So if you just want to try it, you could just maybe just buy credits and then see how it goes from there. Oh, I like that. That's interesting.
So try it for free. The free credits are there. Give it a shot. And if you like it, paid membership is the next option. But again, I personally recommend, I'll tell this to anybody, I'm not going to oversell you. Only recommend a premium membership if you're engaged in a real conversation with a real person. This is any website, I don't care. Tinder, real membership, only if you're engaged with a real person. Do not waste your money. I don't want your money for that. I'm not that guy. So just make sure it's a real person, real conversation. Do not take a bunch of AI pictures and be like, oh my God, they're so hot. They're so hot. And the reality is like, no, they're not. Don't do that. And don't spend 2 years talking to somebody before you meet them. I heard that recently where somebody said, oh, I've been talking to this girl for 2 years. And I'm like, 2 years? And you haven't met them? Are you freaking kidding me? No. But money was exchanged. And again, you're being scammed. And it was on my site. It was somebody else, another person I knew. So just don't do it.
How long has it been around?
Thirsty Moments, probably last year, but I haven't spent a lot of money launching it. And so it's only been, that's about it, about a year. But again, organic growth. And I created a Facebook group, which, dumb me learning, right? I got 2,000 people in that group. So you'll find it on Facebook. And I'm like, wait a minute. I created a group. They're all talking to each other on the group. So why have a website? Stupid. So I'm an entrepreneur trying to learn my way through this thing. So that's that's why it's been a little slower. And it honestly, if I had millions of dollars in the bank, first of all, I wouldn't be doing a website. I'd probably be chilling in Jamaica or on a cruise somewhere. But the reality is I put money in where I can, and it's promoting through Google Ads. It's networking with people like Chaotic, just trying to build it. And it takes time because, again, it's trust. It's knowing your audience, knowing your people. And it's nothing that's going to grow overnight. So it's taking some time, a little longer than I want, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. Well, I think this is good because people see that you're a real person, like sometimes it's hard because you don't want to download an app or go on a website because you don't know if it's someone trying to like scam you, in the process. So to be able to see you, HB, and see that you're a real person and that this really came from a good place, of like creating the app, really trying to help people.
Yeah.
I really just hope the best success for your website.
And I have this wasn't the show for it, but I have like the best and worst dating advice from my own experience. So maybe heard another show, but yes, I got some stories.
Yes, some stories. Well, you definitely will you come back?
Yeah, for you, of course. For you, yes. Yeah, only for you. Yeah.
So I just want to thank you for coming by. This is my first live stream. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. I appreciate everybody for
some people
coming through here.
Yeah, exciting. I'm glad they were here. That's good.
Thank everybody for coming out once again. Thank you for all the veterans out there who, served our country. Thank you, Derek, E Black, Real, Jess Andrea, Lonnie. I mean, I can go on and on. S Word and Real and me, Shamika, Jordan, Lonnie, thanks everybody for coming through. And for the people in the cloud, thank you so much. We appreciate you too. All right, and if you're watching this on a replay, please go down. No, you have to download nothing. Just go on the website, make a profile, just see how you like it. And hopefully meet somebody for a thirsty moment. All right, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Bye.
Bye.